Today is day 88 of the podcast, and we're going to look again at Matthew 17:20, at the third part that's listed there, which is say to the mountain. So moving mountains in Matthew 17 is about displacing a demon that is affecting a little boy. And so moving mountains, he speaks about moving a demon out of this territory. It comes up again in Mark 11, starting at verse 11. So listen here. He entered Jerusalem and came into the temple, and after looking around, he departed for Bethany with the 12, since it was already late. And on the next day, when they had departed from Bethany, he became hungry. And seeing at a distance a fig tree in leaf, he went to see if perhaps he would find anything on it. And when he came to it, he found nothing but leaves, for it was not the season for figs. And he answered and said to it, "May no one ever eat fruit from you again." And his disciples were listening. And they came to Jerusalem, and he entered the temple and began to cast out those who were buying and selling in the temple, and overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who were selling doves. And he would not permit anyone to carry goods through the temple. And he began to teach and say to them, "Is it not written, 'My house shall be called a house of prayer for all the nations'? But you have made it a robber's den." And the chief priests and the scribes heard this and began seeking how to destroy him, for they were afraid of him. For all the multitude was astonished at his teaching. And whenever evening came, they would go out of the city. And as they were passing by in the morning, they saw the fig tree withered from the roots up. And being reminded, Peter said to him, "Rabbi, behold, the fig tree which you cursed has withered." And Jesus answered, saying to them, "Have faith in God. Truly I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, 'Be taken up and cast into the sea,' and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that what he says is going to happen, it shall be granted him. Therefore I say to you, all things for which you pray and ask, believe that you have received them, and they shall be granted you." Here's the second kind of moving a mountain. One is moving a demon off of a person, and here it is speaking to the religious substitute that Israel has settled for. Jesus confronts this kind of religious leadership. And we see throughout Matthew how he confronts religious leadership and is harshest with them. So this religious leadership has given place to the evil one in the very location that God is supposed to be hosted and displayed, which is the temple. And instead of the Holy One being displayed, the robber is located there, and the religious community gave place to him. So the fig tree in Scripture is a type of Israel. It's one of the trees that's a type of Israel. And Jesus is removing, in this illustration, the religious substitute is no longer going to have authority and is no longer going to be the means for God displaying his temple on earth. Shortly, we're going to see the new temple that God lifts up, and that is the church. So here's the question for today. Is there any area of your life where you've adapted religious behavior rather than walking in the Spirit?